Okay, we're rolling.
Okay, my name is Bruce Mackenzie. Mars Foundation is a small exploration of Mars, especially how to build on the surface of Mars with local resources. So we saw a slide like this about an education center. I want to know how much review. Sorry, Joe. This will be a lot of review for you. Anyway, we have a proposal to build a what would eventually become very expensive mock-up of a Mars or Mars plus lunar plus orbital settlement near a major city, preferably looking like a desert, where people can go and personally experience what it would be like to live in space. And they could either be university students taking a semester abroad or a semester off planet, with visiting faculty members giving courses. They could be a family spending the weekend camping. They could be a child at a summer camp living on Mars or working in the greenhouse. And also a place to give demonstrations and research and run contests. So, junior year abroad. Tufts University sends about half their students overseas for their junior year. So imagine if, when a college student having the option of going to a place that was similar to living in space and studying things that would be like what you would need to learn to live in space. Could either be affiliated with the university or the Marine Biological Lab in Woods Hole, Massachusetts has a model where it's a research institution that provides the support, and visiting professors come there and run courses and do research. In that case, you can actually use the institution's lab supply to requisition, starfish and small sharks and various sea animals. It's a research organization tailored to, in that case, marine. The students might live in dormitories that resemble what someone might live in on the moon or Mars. And in the interest of time, let me keep going. If anybody wants clarification, feel free to interrupt for clarification, but not for a discussion. In addition to college courses, workshops for teachers, science fairs, programs for adults who want to do, astronaut-type training. Whenever part of it is not in use, it could be open as a living history center so that the general public can come and walk around and feel like they are on Mars. Talk to people who are pretending that they are Martian settlers. This, by the way, is from Plymouth Plantation, about 50 miles south of my house. And you can go there and talk to basically colonists who pretend the year is 1627 and they don't know what a cell phone is. I had a very interesting discussion with a woman there. I said, based on your kind of pioneer experience leaving England and coming to Plymouth, if I were to take a trip in a ship that went up in the sky and went to this dot in the sky called Mars, and it's very cold there, and what would you recommend I bring? Now, she's pretending she doesn't know anything about the 21st century. And she said, take sheep, because if it's cold, you're going to want warm clothes. So, this is a way you can interest the public. Okay, a good place for science fair projects, judging. I show this. There's a lot of stuff that kids can do that are related to space. In the middle there, some middle school kids in Connecticut they made a plexiglass box to dampen the wind, and they had a little webcam, wireless webcam inside the box, and they dropped it. They hauled it up on a pulley and they dropped it, and they got brief videos in zero gravity. You don't need to charter an airplane to do it. Middle school kids can do it. There was tremendous interest in Biosphere 2, far more than they were prepared for. They had a lot of people wanting to take tours of the place. So there's real public interest in going to a futuristic place. There's a list of some of the informal programs. I was down at Mystic Seaport, which is a replica of an 1800s village, a seaport. And we had to leave early because a wedding party had the space reserved. So corporate retreats and birthday parties as another possible use for this place. My daughter was an intern at a historical society, and they had a wooden boat building class. Well, why not a Mars rover building class? Okay, so the idea is you go out in the desert and you build this facility that looks like you're on Mars and open to the public and keep building. I will get back to this later as a low-cost way to start, but basically you need at least a few of those modules. Okay, we have, there was supposed to be a picture there. Oh dear. Ah, lovely. Nice pictures.
How many computers haven't at work today?
Yeah. Let's see if we can get it this way. Nope, no pictures. Okay, Terry, would you pull that table up close to the audience? Yeah.
He's going to use his own laptop, which is
Or should I? Yeah, I don't think this will work with the projector. Okay, Terry, would you go to slide 15? Any way you want.
my glasses. Slide 15.
I'll tell you what.
We've got, can you click?
Yeah, I'll do it.
As soon as I see how you do it, I can do it for you. Oh, I see, you got the side panel.
Oh, no, actually.
Okay, this is much like the PDF browser I use, so you
There we go. Okay, and then page down.
Yeah, there you go. It's just a little slow.
Okay, we have an offer of some land in California. Okay.
Yeah, keep it.
Let's go full screen. You can go full screen.
Okay, yeah.
Can't see the screen now.
F5.
Move the screen back.
Okay.
Okay, so we.
The screen this way. Start. Yeah, that would be good.
Okay, so we have an offer of some land. Somebody owns 40 acres and thought it'd be ideal for us. And it's a good candidate site. It's just east of Los Angeles, just before you get to the official part of Mojave. So Terry, hit that page down, the function 3 key. Can you guys see Los Angeles and Las Vegas? It's basically, you take Interstate 40 west from Los Angeles, then Interstate 15, and as soon as you hit the desert, it's that exit. The next slide, the 3 key. Okay, there's a big flat valley, several kilometers across. This is Interstate 15 across the top of it. There's no buildings in this valley. There is a railroad track across it, but it's apparently not too.
Can we move just this way, just about 6 inches? I'm just trying to shoot that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So next slide. Okay. This is the Kennedy Space Center for scale. That's 40 acres of the Kennedy Space Center with an aerial shot of this flat valley. Next slide. And so we took, just made an image of some of our designs. There's the hillside settlement and a modular Mars village, plus a giant kind of domed over low pressure greenhouse, and just put it there for scale against this hill. Next slide. Okay. Yeah. I think we can switch to this one here. Okay, and click the next slide. Yeah. All right. I got those images last night, and I was okay. Yeah. All right. Now we're back here. So. Slideshow, will that do it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so here's a way to get started for a very small cost. You basically go to eBay and you buy yourself a space habitat, some curved habitat. You take off the wheels and you put little fake landing legs and rocket engines on it. So even though we would love to spend many tens of millions of dollars building a campus and hotel and facilities, you can get something done before you have all the money. You can even get the space habitats that will take in your little one-man space rover. So they have built-in airlocks, some of them. They go for as low as bid price of $2,025, but those need renovation. So anyway, you could put one or a few of those on the site and get started with programs for kids or programs like MDRS. Okay, by the way, if anybody would like to be involved in any way, please put a note on that sign-up list. Has the sign-up list gone around? Okay. Okay, that's it for the site in California.
So
yeah.
This is a permanent site, not a mobile site?
It depends on the climate. I'm afraid it'll be too hot in the summer in Mojave. If it is, that would be the winter site, and we'd have mobile exhibits that could tour the country, and they could winter there. So,
Because your inflatable, you can do kind of a spray stucco over the inflatable and deflate it, and it'll be self-supporting, kind of moving it down.
Yeah.
Construction.
Not
usable on Mars, but usable at camper.
Okay, I envision this thing plus something on a flatbed trailer plus a couple inflatables touring the country.
That's why I asked
and then also have a permanent site and build up the permanent site as much as possible. Partner with a hotel, university, etc., and get some good-sized permanent facilities. You can also have multiple touring facilities. So, okay, impact on the future. Imagine if, going down to the bottom, suppose several future senators had spent a week living in a Mars habitat and getting their food out of the Mars greenhouse. They'd have kind of a different attitude toward the space program. They might not be willing to put up with as much slowness and feet dragging and someone comes to them and says, we need $1 billion for a round-trip mission, and they say, well, when I was a kid, we weren't talking about round-trip missions, just go there to stay. Save the fuel on the return flight. Okay. So if it looks something like that, there's a close-up of it. Again, we lost an image up top. Okay, so there'd be a variety of structures. It would look like what a Mars settlement might look like 100 years after it was started. So, and there's more detail on the next slide. So up in the upper left, there's a tuna can hab brought from Earth. There's maybe an ascent vehicle. There's some furniture manufactured on site. There's one of the early greenhouses. Up in the upper right, you might have the first fiberglass modules that were manufactured on site. Middle right, you show how after getting established, they might start building with masonry, covering it with enough dirt to hold the air pressure. So just picture a variety of these buildings, lined up or in a circle or something. So you can say, oh, this was the Mars history for the past, for the next 100 years. This was an early layout. Okay, so interiors. Some of the Mars structures would look like what they would be on Mars. You'd go in there and you'd see the equipment that they'd use. You'd see the food. If you signed up for the week-long course, you'd be harvesting your own vegetables and learning how to live on Mars. And there's also the kids' favorite toilet in the upper